The reason why I'm here is because I'm making my way to Cieszyn, which has one of the oldest breweries in Poland, and I have been invited for a tour. So I'm going to take you with me and find out some information about the oldest brewery in Cieszyn, Poland. Let's go. So this is my surroundings. Awesome, right? Dzień dobry. Friendly people here in Poland. I think you've seen from my videos. So this is the borderline. I'm now in Poland. But then as I cross, I'm in Czech Republic. Crazy, right?
This is best country.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry. People are so friendly here, man. Dzień dobry. Yeah. Dzień dobry. Everyone knows me already. Bloody hell. Ah, already?
Yes. Hello.
Curry. Dzień dobry.
Czekaj.
Super.
Understand.
What's up?
Podcast, yeah.
What's up?
Thanks.
Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao. Dzień dobry. Of course you can. Let's go.
How are you
Alright, man. I'm good.
Yeah.
Going to do a film in the brewery.
Okay.
So this is going to be on YouTube.
Okay, thank you.
In a bit. Cool, man. Alright, so as you've seen, I've just arrived and I have so many fans here in Poland. Right, so we're making our way now to the oldest brewery in Cieszyn. Let's go. Dzień dobry. Alright, we're making our way to the castle. We're making our way up now to Cieszyn Castle, and we are going to go to the oldest brewery in Poland. Let's go. Alright, so this is the front. Seems like I'm a big celebrity in Poland now. It's all good. So this is where I'm also going to be going to have a beer tour inside Cieszyn Castle. Let's go. So this is the front. I'm looking forward to having a few beers, a few Polish beers. All right, let's go. That's a big bike, isn't it? Have a look. There's no way you can ride this. All right, let's go drink some Cieszyn beer. All right, so I'm now arriving at the front, and it's called Brew Cieszyn. And this is it here, and this is the opening hours and the times. Let's go in, see what beer they got. Right, so this is the outdoor area, so I guess like on a hot day you can sit down here, have some Polish Cieszyn beer. And this is the front, so they have their own beer brewery here. So the purpose of me being here today is that I have been invited by the person that has this brewery, and they said that they will give us a tour and also I can try some of the beer. So I'm now at the front and let's go in. Right, Cieszyn beer. Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Wow. I'm here to see the manager. I'm having a beer tour today.
Wojtek.
Wojtek.
It's coming soon.
Okay, I'll wait outside. Yeah, great. So here we are, Brewer Cieszyn. Do you like the beer here?
Yeah, I'm the owner.
Oh, great. Nice to meet you, Andre.
Hi, Andrew. Nice to meet you.
Cool. All right. So here we are now. And they have their own beer here. Cieszyn beer. I'm looking forward to trying it. I fancy a nice cold beer anyway.
That was really funny. We like it very much.
Hi, Wojtek.
You're from London, yeah?
Yeah, I'm from London, yeah.
And now you're on the tour?
Yeah, I'm on the tour traveling around, yeah.
You're really crazy. It's fantastic. And what are you doing here?
I'm making films. I'm a content creator, full-time content creator.
Beautiful.
Yeah, showing the traditions and the culture. I'm really interested in traveling and trying the traditional food. So anything that I can do which shows the traditions in the country that I'm in is really cool, interesting. Yeah.
Lovely.
So like coming to this local brewery, trying the beer, and plus it's like one of Poland's oldest brewery, right?
That one is actually that brewery was created in 1846. In this shape, what you can see now.
So nothing has been changed.
As you see,
Wow.
we still use a very old technology.
Wow, awesome. And how many types of different beers do you have?
In general, we are able to make more than 50.
Wow.
But our strongest competence is a porter, which we do for 176 years, almost every day.
Okay.
And that is really something that's our advantage, let's say, but I'm sure Wojtek will explain you much more.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to trying some beer as well.
No problem.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
but
go.
on the end.
Yeah, on
You
the
have
end.
to
On
see
the end.
how we're doing
yeah.
this beer, and after you will try it.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so
All right,
let's go.
cool. All right, time to have a beer tour.
Exactly. So come on. You will see the Castle Brewery of Cieszyn.
Awesome.
Or Castle Cieszyn Brewery.
Awesome.
There's another trip. So we have to, pass them. So
Okay.
maybe we try a different way, because there is a trip,
Okay.
Okay, I know how we do.
All right then.
I have idea. So come on.
Super.
I saw you here before.
Yeah, I was
You
here a
want
long
to-
time
yeah,
ago. Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
But when you was here first time, you didn't have a trip around.
No,
the
I did not first time. What are these on the side? Is this
exactly. So we have to start from that one.
okay?
This is our duke called Przemysław I Noszak. Noszak, that means that he was a carrier, because he have problem with legs when he was old, so they have to carry him. That's why Noszak. And one of our beers we call of his name.
Noszak. I've had the
exactly.
Noszak.
Yeah, you tried that beer before.
Yeah.
So that's because the duke was ruling that duchy. Because this area, now we call it Silesian, Cieszyn Silesia.
Yep.
But before it was a duchy. It was a separate duchy for ages. So we have a separate country here. And after Austro-Hungarian Empire collapsed, this duchy was divided between Poland and Czech Republic. Yeah?
Okay.
So we are in Poland, in the Czech Republic since 100 years. Before we was a separate country. Yeah? And he was the biggest ruler of the Piast dynasty, because two dynasties was in charge of the duchy. First the Piast dynasty, so it's the same dynasty what founded Poland.
Yes.
And after the dynasty finished, Habsburg took charge of the duchy. So he was the most famous one, and the rest of them, there are his knives.
They are his knives.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Interesting.
yeah, because
And they like different symbols you can
different
see.
symbols. Every god has his own.
Okay.
That's
Interesting.
why- Interesting, and they took part in one of the biggest battle in the Polish history. It was the Grunwald battle between Poland, Lithuania, and Teutonic knives. Yeah. So
Okay.
It was like in the 15th century.
Wow.
And then he died. Yeah.
In the 15th century?
Yeah, on the beginning of the 15th century. And after him, there was a few different dukes of the duchy. And after the last prince died, then Habsburg took over from the duchy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
And this history, you can see it's like a representation here in the castle. right?
exactly, because we organize many different events. One of our events is Day of the Duke. So yeah, that's why we honored him. We put his heart here.
Wow. And there it is. That was a history lesson for you. Let's go.
Exactly. Lots of history in that brewery, but of course, history is a history and the beer is a beer.
Exactly. History and beer is important.
Exactly, because historically we know how to do a perfect beer. Because
Yes.
we produce beer only in the craft way.
Okay.
So we need a long time to produce a beer. For instance, because I saw your challenge when you choose some beers from Poland and actually tried that. And I have to say that you choose the crappiest one beers what you can. Yeah, because you can do beer in the two ways.
Okay.
Yeah? The big factories make beer in a cheap way, in a fast way. And we produce here beer in a, like I said, historic craft way. So we need more than 2 months to make a simple beer, what you call full or bright full. Yeah, and the same beer, which is made with a big brewery, you need about 3 days. Yeah, so that's why there are price difference between the craft beers and the commercial beers. That's because of time, and that's because of ingredients what we use. Because we use only natural, 100% natural ingredients.
Wow.
Whatever there are malts, whatever there are hops, or we're talking about different spices what you can put to the beer, because you can put to the beer, for instance, fruits. You can put chocolate, different things you can put to the beer, and we use only natural products. So we're proud of that, and we don't try even to make it cheaper or some different way. A little bit history of the brewery. Of the planet Earth, we can say, because beer is known since 5,000 years. Sumerian produced a beer, Babylonian, Egyptian, here, Middle Ages. Middle Ages was very important time for producing a beer, because everyone was drinking a beer in those times. Whatever he was a child or he was an old man, he probably was drinking a beer. And in the Middle Ages, people start putting hops to the beer, because in the previous time we make beer only with a malt and with a water. Yeah? After they start putting hops to the beer, and everything was changed in 1842 when Pasteur found out everything about yeast. And then we start the fermentation, up fermentation when we want to produce ale, or we use a low fermentation when we want to produce a lager. So the fermentation start in 1842 in the way what we're doing right now, and from the time the beer start to get stronger, because in the previous times beer was much weaker, less alcohol.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
So now we can see the brew house, which is the heart of every brewery, and our brew house, of course, is historically old. And we're using same stuff what we were using in 19th century.
What is inside? What do you make inside here?
You produce a mash here. Mash. So you took a grains, actually a malt, put water inside, and start rising temperature. And all those ingredients was in the malt, carbons, sugars, all the stuff was inside, goes to the water what we put with that.
So this is a part of the beer making process.
Yes, exactly.
Wow,
this is
interesting.
This is the first step, producing of the mash. When the mash is ready, we have to separate the wort from the rest. So we're using the filtration vat. As you can see, it's a historical thing. So as well is a monument. We are proud of that.
This looks very old. How old is this one?
This is the beginning of 20th century, when everything was installed here. And since this time, not a lot changed. Of course, we're using different power, to make a heat inside, because we're using a steam from the electricity right now, and in previous ages, in previous years, they have to make a fire on the bottom of the vats. So that's one thing was changed. The rest is in the same way like in 19th century. So when the process of filtration is started, the brew maker can just see is it clean enough.
Yes.
And when it's ready.
Wow, this is how it looks inside. Wow. So who is the name of?
This is a producer name.
That's the producer.
Of course, this factory not exist anymore. It was made in Vienna because Cieszyn was a part of Austro-Hungarian Empire, and lots of Vienna things came from there to our city. So, for instance, architecture, the culture, lots of things are from Vienna, as well as the machines, for instance. So, after the filtration process, wort get to the last vat. It's a brew vat. Take a look.
Wow, this is really interesting. I have been provided with so much information about this brewery here, and I have seen everything close up front, which is really cool. Have a look.
Exactly. So this is a brew vat. Of course, you're boiling a wort here. So the size of the vat is 200 hectoliters, what gives us 40,000 bottles of beer for one time, for one boiling, yes? So 40,000 bottles.
40,000 bottles.
Yeah, exactly. So it depends to compare with, because when we compare to the small craft breweries, it's a lot. But if you compare to the big breweries like Cisownica, for instance, that's not a lot.
Wow, and you can see from this, says from 1925.
Exactly.
Wow. Original machinery.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Actually, almost everything is originally.
Everything. Nothing has been changed or upgraded.
Not a lot. Of course, some things are. Yeah, because for instance, the cooling systems. Yeah, they were using ice in the previous time. Now we're using just coolers for that. But I will show you that in when we move forward. How long you gonna stay in this part of the world?
Wow, I'm
around the world, or you just get here and
I'm here because
start your adventure with travels.
Yes, started here and moving along.
So when the wort is boiled, we have to cool it down.
Okay.
Yeah? So first of all, we're gonna see the ice tunnel. Is the place where in 19th century people store ice.
Can I just ask a question? All of these like different grains here, are they for different beers?
Yes, different kind of the malts.
So
because the basic malt for beer making is their barley. Yeah, but you can use any kind of grains. It could be wheat, it could be rye. Yeah, so every kind of grains you can use to produce a malt. And
this is really interesting.
Yeah. So, for instance, when you want to produce dark beer, you need a dark malt.
Wow.
Yeah? So, and
so this one is for dark beer.
Yes, exactly. This is for dark beer, and you get what you want from the grains by drying them. Because the process of producing a malt, they have to you take a grains, they have to start grow.
Okay.
After 3 days, you stopping the process by drying them. And you can dry them, fast with, for instance, very hot air. It's after that it's gonna be dark, and you produce dark beer from that. Yeah. And when you dry it slowly, the malt stays bright. Yeah, and you can get a bright beer.
Wow. How long have you been in the beer industry for?
It depends how to count. So actually, since my beer, because my grandfather was working here for a very long time, but I work here since we've got new owner, so for 2 years.
2 years. But your grandfather was?
Yeah, my grandfather was here for 40 years. Was working here, and we were living near to brewery, so it was like my playground when I was a kid. Yeah,
interesting.
So, let's get in.
Let's go. Wow, this looks interesting.
Yeah, this is the ice tunnel. Like I said before, when the wort is boiled, after that we need to cool it down.
Yes,
so
because I can feel it. It's quite chilled in here.
It's chilled here. The temperature all the time is the same here. It's about 6 degrees. So where the people were putting in ice here, the temperature get lower and the ice stays here for a whole season. So they collect the ice during the winter and using that during the summer. Some old machines for cooling as well. So we will see what we're gonna do with that. Probably we're just gonna put it out and show to the people, because we are part of the some industrial touristic
Okay.
cooperation. So there are a lot of different old factories, different old minings, breweries, and
How old are these machines? I must show them. They look really
they're not
old.
very old. I think that they are from middle of 20th century.
The middle of 20th century. Wow. Looks really characteristic in here, I must say. Wow.
Exactly. And one more interesting thing, because above us, they are the oldest monuments of the town. So the Piast Tower, which is from the 14th century, and the small round church, which is from the 10th or 9th century. So everything is above us. And when you're walking, there's a park, so you can have a walk and you don't realize what is under your feet.
Okay, wow, this is really interesting. Wow. Really old machinery. It just looks old. It might not be old as in
Yeah, but
years.
those are old for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because those cooling machines, like I said, it's about middle of the 20th century, but those they will be from the beginning of 20th century or end of 19th century. I'm gonna close it because the trick is behind us, so we don't have to open it. Here we keep the basic malts, which are barley malt and wheat malt. Yeah, there are basic malts for producing a beer, and we keep them in those silos. So beer from here,
Okay, so the beer is here.
we boil the beer here.
Okay.
Then we use underground pipes, something over there.
So I am standing now in the facility where they brew the oldest Polish beer, right? The oldest Polish brewery.
It's not the oldest. It's the longest unstoppable producing brewery.
Wow.
Because there are older breweries, what they, for instance, have a date of founded before us, but they have to, stop production. First war, second war, transformations, different things, floods, fires, different things happens in the different breweries. They have to, stop the production for some time, and we didn't for 176 years right now. So the longest unstoppable producing.
Wow, the longest unstoppable production beer
Exactly.
in Cieszyn.
In Cieszyn,
Super.
Poland. Okay. We were in the ice tunnel.
Yep.
Of course, it was the 19th century. We move heat exchanger right now, so we're gonna go there. We've got some modern stuff here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got another filtration vat. It's to this vat is for removing proteins. Just when you're boiling something, the proteins get out, and we have to separate them. So the vat is used for separating the proteins, and after that we have to cool it down before it gets to the fermentation area. Yeah, so simple. Beer came from the brew house, is filtrated again, and cooled down.
And that is in the other house where we was just before we entered here.
It was boiled in another house, and then came here, to get cooler and get filtrated.
So what happens on this screen here, on this
They're
computer?
just setting everything. So the temperature, because for instance we need a different temperature when we're gonna produce an ale, and we need a different temperature when we're gonna produce a lager.
So is the work in here done automatically or manually?
They have to change it manually, but after that, when they do it manually, everything is doing by the machinery. So it's like half and half.
Wow. If I was put in here and told to work, I would not know where to start. I would just know to drink the beer, that is it.
And we're moving to that area slowly where we're gonna drink a beer actually.
Okay, so what is this here?
This is a process of making a beer. So słód is a malt, yeah. Woda is a water, chmiel, they are hops. So this is the producing process what was happening in the brew house. So making a mash, filtration and boiling a wort. There are 3 steps were made over there in the brew house. The room what we are right here is separation and cooling down. And we can put also oxygen to the wort if you wanna have more bubbles after in a beer.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's happening here when we are right now. And now we're going to the fermentation and where the beer getting mature for laying down.
And here's the final process.
Exactly, this is the most important
Yes.
process of everything,
All right.
of making a beer. So we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to this process.
We will
as well.
get there.
Exactly.
What would you say the comparison to drinking the Cieszyn beer in the shop compared to having it here from the tap? Is there a difference?
It could be different because we make a pasteurization process when we put beer to the bottles. Yeah, when you take it from the barrel, for instance, in our pub, you get a fresh beer.
Oh, great, interesting.
Yeah, because beer have a very short expiry date. Yeah, it's about 3 weeks. When you don't pasteurize a beer, it's about after 3 weeks it's gonna be bad. So now we're moving down through the tower.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we don't have a beer at this place right now.
Okay.
On the fermentation area. But I will
No beers to walk with, but at the end,
Yeah,
at the finish line, there's a beer.
Exactly, because
Oh wow.
when you're talking about the producing a beer in the craft way, it's like about 5 hours took us to boil a beer. Yeah, next 2 weeks we need to fermentate the beer, and the longest process is when the beer getting mature. It's
So-
about 6 weeks or more. So
To make a Cieszyn beer,
Yes.
6 weeks.
6 weeks, the shortest time of just getting mature, because you have to count the fermentation as well, because
Okay.
it took about 2 weeks.
Interesting.
I will show you our open vats, because actually now not a lot of brewers quite a few brewers only using the open vats, because mostly we the producing of the beer goes in the tank of fermentators, but we use open vats. I will show you how it looks, but unfortunately it's empty.
This is not a beer bath, is it?
No, it's not a beer bath. Those are beer baths. Beer baths. So,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And this is filled up to the top usually.
like I said, because when we boil 200 hectoliters for once. Yeah, so 40,000 bottles of beer can be here in one moment.
That is quite deep. This is taller than me, so I can imagine how high up the beer goes once it's fully filled up. How do you get the beer transported into here?
It's everything we use pipes. So just in the place where we was above, it was the section where we cooling it down. So we just put it 1 floor below. And then from here, because we're gonna go 1 level below, and there we use the same. So when that's ready, it goes down.
Okay.
So just because the brewery was built in 19th century, so they didn't need any pumps, just use the hill. Yeah, every next step of producing is lower, so that's why they didn't need any pumps. Just open, and the beer goes down.
Wow. So this place has a lot of history. You can imagine like the Polish workers in the 19th century here dedicated to making their beer.
I have to make one correction, because in 19th century it wasn't Poland. So we've got Polish workers, Czech workers, Silesian workers, German workers, Jewish workers, because those were nations that were living in the Duchy of Tuscany. So actually, the Poland is here since 1918. Yeah? Before the 1918, we was a separate duchy, and many nations was living here. Many nations, different religions. So it was like culture mixed here for ages.
Wow.
see 1956, and there are biggest investigation because we were a part of the big brewery called Żywiec, and for 70 years they didn't invest here actually nothing. Yeah. So the last thing what they bought, it was in 1956.
In 1956.
Yeah, and after that for 70 years they do nothing.
They're
so
tight.
we are happy that we got new owner right now, and we can keep production. We can now start to develop.
There's no stopping Cieszyn beer.
Yeah, exactly. And that's for yeast. You put yeast inside, and after that you put yeast to the bath we saw over there. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the toilet first.
Yeah. Well,
And then we go in.
exactly. Yeah.
Make some room for a beer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Toilet is here. You ready?
Right. Let's go.
So let's go. Now we're going to the bottom of the tower.
Okay. So is this the last floor from the
Last
tower?
floor, exactly. The basements where the beers getting made. Just for laying down, like it should be.
Yes. And what do you do here? Your occupation?
I just work with tourists, with different kinds of events, with PR, with some marketing. So I've got many different duties.
Okay.
But I'm not the person who actually produces a beer.
Okay. Can I smell beer now?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A little bit basement and a little bit of beer. Yeah?
Okay.
Because and the final process happening in the tanks. Yeah.
1957. So is this
so the
also...
same time what about?
Okay.
So the modernization, because it's a long history, but we've got some.
Wow, have a look at this place, you lot. Check this out. Wow. How many people work here underneath downstairs? Is it usually busy on a working day?
Yes, but not a lot actually, because the process of production going inside the tanks. Yeah, so the beer just laying down over there, and someone have to control is everything in the proper way. So temperature is not air getting inside. So just controlling that. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's not a lot of people working working in the production. I think it's less than 20 people.
Okay.
So we've got another filtration here. It's a final filtration before beer gets to the bottle.
So this is a filter for the beer, right?
This is microfibra, so we just changed it. And like you can check, again, Swiss production from 1976. Yeah, so we've got barrels here. In those barrels are after the bourbon. So white Turkey, bourbon from Kentucky, spent in those barrels 12 years, and we bought those barrels and put inside ready beer. So it's a process called barrel aging or barrel age, and we get the highest quality beer after that. Because to produce a beer from the barrels, we need more than 1 year. The ready beers, we put here ready beer. For instance,
Okay.
to produce a porter beer,
Yes.
it's a dark beer, and it have to stay for a long time in those basements. For instance, it have to lay down for half year.
Half a year.
After half year, it gets to the barrel and spend in the barrel again 9 months. That's why those beers are quite expensive, and those are not beers what you drink when you're thirsty. Those beers you drink when you wanna, just taste it.
Just the taste. Aha.
So
Wow.
it's not like Noszak. It's not like
barrels.
Noszak when you just drink when you are thirsty, or we wanna chat with, sit and grill with your friends.
Yes.
This is a beers like evening beers, just for tasting.
Interesting.
Really? I will show because we've got tags like that over there. It's 132 of them. So it gives us possibility to make 150,000 hectoliters per year.
Yeah, I must say the temperature here is like the coldest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why they need the ice tunnel. Because the temperature here, when the beer is getting mature, all the time have to be like that. When it's, if it was warmer here, the beer could, could be better. So it looks like that, and the beer just stays over there.
Okay.
You can get in.
Okay. Wow. And you can see it has like the condensation.
Yes, exactly.
So
because the temperature,
I can see this really cool temperature in here because you can see it's really like cold. Wow. How many of these tanks are inside?
in the whole building is 132 tons.
Wow.
And in the one zone like that, it's about 15, 12, depends, because they are situated around the basements.
And what beer do you keep inside here?
Everyone, if beer is inside, is right down here.
Oh, wow.
So we've got here Noszak with fresh hops. And here again Noszak. And here we've got porter, for instance.
By the way, Noszak is the beer that I was drinking when I was touring the Cisownica village. Really good beer.
Exactly.
Super. And it comes from
that brewery. It's our main beer.
Super.
Yeah. Mostly it's a regional beer. That's why you get it in Cisownica.
Yes.
But we're selling that that's around all Poland. We're selling that to Hungary. So getting our market bigger and bigger.
They have it in Hungary.
Yeah, but only a few restaurants. Yeah, so we've got restaurants that cooperate with us, so they've got it.
Okay.
It's not like we're selling a lot of that
Oh, I see.
abroad, but we're starting. Okay, when the beer is ready, you have to put it to the bottles, of course. So,
All right, this room is really warm. It's the
Yeah.
warmest room that I've been in so far. So is this room for like
for packing the beer.
shipping or maybe?
Not shipping it, yeah, because from here it goes to the magazines, to the storage room.
Okay.
And it's shipping from there.
Oh,
so
I see.
here we just put the beer to the bottles and the bottles to the boxes. So we've got plenty of Noszak here. Yeah, you can see lots of Noszak. And the final process happening here. So the machine just.
So this, I guess, is where everything gets bottled up.
Exactly.
Wow, interesting. Wow, this looks so cool. So I can see like the labels are not yet on them
Yeah, exactly.
at the moment.
Because first of all, the bottles get here. They are washed. The beer is put inside. Then goes to the pasteurization area. Okay. And when it goes out, the sticker, the label, the machine put the label.
So this is
the
the final
process.
process.
After that, you just can drink a beer.
Wow.
Sometimes when tourists came here, everything is working. It depends what time you get here. Now
So things will be functioning.
yeah, exactly. Because now we've got the weekend, so
Yeah.
just tourists here.
So here we are
this
back
is a
outside.
shipping area. That's a shipping.
Okay.
The trucks are just.
So the trucks arrive here and take them
and take a,
ready for distribution.
exactly. So, for instance, we are doing here lots of events, big events, smaller events, and on those big events, it could be few thousand people around that area. So we've got like concerts here, different kinds of events, theater events, different kind of music, lots of things happening during the summer mostly, because there's a time where we're doing our events. So I'm invited, all of you. You can enjoy a beer
Exactly,
and your
music
time.
and beer. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So I guess we'll go have a beer now, have a cheers.
Yeah, maybe not yet, because we have to see the main building.
Oh wow, there's another building.
Yeah, exactly, because
Wow, this place is huge, bigger than I expected.
place is very huge, so we've got lots of space which we're gonna use again for the people. The biggest cities which are now, it's Bielsko-Biała, Ostrawa, Frydek-Mistek, Czechowice. There was all cities in the Duchy of Cieszyn, like as well Wisła, Ustron, Cisownica, for instance, all those villages.
Okay.
It was the Duchy of Cieszyn.
Really?
Yeah?
So it was a part of Cieszyn.
Yeah. And all area now we're calling not Duchy anymore, but Cieszyn Silesia.
Yes.
Because we've got Silesia, we've got Upper Silesia, Lower Silesia, Moravian Silesia, and the Cieszyn Silesia.
And this now location we are is in Cieszyn.
Cieszyn Silesia. So a little bit different history than other part of the Polish Silesia. The basements again.
Okay, so we have to go this way for the
Yeah,
basement.
we're
This
going
door
to the
here.
door. Yeah.
Wow.
Secret door.
Secret door. Here we are.
Doors are closed.
Now the doors are closed. Let's drink all the beer. All right.
So again, the underground tunnel used for storing the ice before the bigger one was dig. Now we are in the basement, 9 meters below the ground, on the levels -2. So there is one floor above us, which are basements as well, and then our offices, the place where we meet. And here was the beginning of producing a malt. So they put the grains on the floor, make the wet, and the grains start to grow. It was the first step of producing a malt, because before 1979 we are producing as well malt and a beer. Now we're buying a malt and just producing a beer. So the beginning of production malt was here, and now we move to the next area where the malt was dried. There's plenty of those spaces here, so we have to find out what to do here.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's like 2 floors of those basements, and
You definitely need a guide in this place.
there is a store.
So is this tour open for public? Everything
yes.
that I
It's
have
not like
seen.
for public. You can have a trip with a tour guide. Yeah, because we are a working factory, so you can't just go in by
So
yourself.
nobody's allowed to just come in and look around. They have to book a tour
Book
with
a tour.
somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So the tour are every weekend, and for instance, where is a bigger group, like if you, I don't know, take your friends and there will be 10 of you, you can book your trip during a week as well. So just have to call me, and we're gonna find out what we can do or when we can do.
Right. So this is the flicking light here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a story because during the Second War we was a part of Third Reich, and the head manager of the brewery was a Wehrmacht officer. And when the war was finishing, he shot himself somewhere in those basements.
In the basement?
Yeah, somewhere here, but we don't know where. We are looking for a mark or the bullet could be in the wall, but we didn't found it. Yeah, but he shot himself when the war was finishing. He shot himself here. So maybe I didn't see any ghosts here, but who knows?
Ooh.
Roman stairs.
Yeah. The long stairs.
Long because we are going from the -2 to the 0 level.
Okay. So far I can see it's not easy to make beer.
Yeah, it's harder than make a wine.
Really?
And it's cheaper, no? Because when you produce a wine, you just put the fruits and wait.
What's that smell?
This is a malt.
The malt.
You can smell a malt.
I can smell malt now, yes.
Because we're storing a malt.
Oh, wow. Okay, interesting. I can smell malt and it says like chocolate wheat malt. So I guess this is probably for the darker beer.
No, we keep here all malts what we're using as a spices, because those silos outside were basic malts, so just this barley malt and wheat malt. And here we've got all those chocolate malts, pale ale, some different kinds of malts from all over the Europe, because we produce a lot of kinds of beer.
Okay.
We've got more than 60 beers in our portfolio, and more than 20 beers in permanent offer. So we need different kind of malts all the time. So German malts here. Switch on the light. Come on. So like you see, it's original.
1864.
Yeah. So it was the. We are in the place where the malt was dry. The malt, like I said before, after 3 days of growing, stop the process by drying it. So all those iron bars were situated sieves. You put malt on the sieves, and the hot air from the oven was drying it. Yeah. So it was when we was producing a malt, and now we've got machines to clean this malt before it gets to the mash vat. Yep. So from here, we've got a vibration sieve, stone remover, and all dust, small stones, what can be in the malt are just removed.
Wow.
Yeah. So
interesting. From this machine here.
Yeah. And those pyramids, they are buffers for the silos, which are also outside.
These pyramids at the top, yeah?
Yeah, it's just buffers. You can see malt here inside.
So do you need to measure how much malt goes inside?
Yeah,
as you can see,
can see. Yeah,
I'm showing you the malt there, as he said, which goes inside, and it's full up to the top.
actually, it's full to the top because the malt is in the silos outside.
Okay.
We are over there. Actually, I think you filmed that.
Yeah. Wow.
Those big two silos.
Yeah.
Lots of space, like you see. So we need to figure out what we're gonna do here. There are some plans, but of course we need a lot of money for that. So it's gonna be step by step. But everything will change here. Like I said, for 70 years when we were a part of Grupa Żywiec, they didn't invest here at all. So they were just using us. But now everything is changed. So we change our brewery as well. Probably soon we're gonna get here, have a lunch, have a party.
That would be interesting. I could imagine that here. Yeah.
Wow. Everything's original, so those parts got 176 years. Everything's original.
Everything here is original. Wow.
I will show you one more thing. The oldest still working machine, which we still using. That's it. This is our 19th century mill.
19th century.
19th century, still working.
Wow.
Still working. We're using that for dark malts.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not our main mill right now, but we're using that for dark malts when we want to produce a dark beer.
And it's still in use, still works.
I can show you that.
Yeah, sure.
course, one thing was changed because it was powered by the steam and now it's powered by the electricity. So it's only one thing was changed.
Okay.
But the rest is like it was in 19th century.
And was it changed because of health and safety laws from steam to electric?
No, we just don't have anymore those steam machines what were powering because all brewery, not only the mill but the elevators, everything was powered by steam.
Okay.
Yeah, and just this is something with the previous ages. So now we use electricity. Yeah? It's like impossible to use steam anymore. And those are silos where the malt getting matured.
In here, right?
Again, it's the longest process of producing a malt. Malt after it gets dried, it's have to get mature as well. So it was laying here for a few weeks, and from here the production of beer was started. Malt was put to the mill. It's gonna be a few steps over there.
Okay.
Check it easy.
So does somebody need to climb in on the ladder?
Exactly, because when it was full and when they opened the hole, it was just, going down. But on the end, someone have to get in and just push it.
Ah, I think I can see some malts in the corner here. You can see like...
And that's interesting because we
still
don't
like some malt.
So this is a malt.
Corner.
This is a malt, but very old because we don't use it to produce.
This is very old malt.
Yeah, so it have to be before 1979.
This malt,
yes,
I'm showing now. Ooh, wow,
exactly.
Interesting.
And the next challenge. Careful on the stairs.
Okay.
Like you see, so photos here, we're doing art galleries here as well. So every aspect of culture we want to do here.
Okay.
You can see this place in the commercial which Żywiec was making because they were doing commercials in our brewery. I will tell you one interesting thing about Żywiec Brewery and Cieszyn Brewery. The Żywiec Brewery was built 10 years after that brewery, and the Duke of Cieszyn, Albrecht Frederick, decided to build that brewery because he just want to make that brewery bigger. So the Żywiec Brewery is 10 years younger, and on the beginning of the history, the head manager of the Żywiec Brewery was in Cieszyn as well. So that's very interesting because the Żywiec is one of the famous Polish breweries.
Yes, I see that in quite a lot of the restaurants.
But the history of the Żywiec Brewery started right here, in that place, in the Castle Hill of Cieszyn. So what? Now we have to degustate the beer.
Oh, yes.
Now is the time.
Now is the time. The moment you all been waiting for.
Exactly. One thing. Here we've got photo of the 19th century Cieszyn. Like you see, in present time, this bridge is a border bridge.
And is that the bridge where the borderline is?
Yeah, exactly. So we've got Cieszyn here and Český Těšín over there.
Yes.
But when the photo was made, it was just a Cieszyn.
Just
one
Cieszyn.
city, one city. The capital of the Duchy of Cieszyn.
And the architecture just looks so much different to how it is now.
Yes, some buildings are changed, but not all of them. Here we've got some new buildings. This is still over there. And here everything is changed. right now. And all the ladies wearing the Cieszyn dresses.
It looks like they got their clothes from the same shop.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so because we've got some play. I don't know where we're gonna try those beers. Are we going to go over here? Or... Okay, we're gonna do like that. I know.
So now I've done the beer tour at Cieszyn Castle. So now it's time to do the beer degustation right here. Right, time to try some Polish beer. So what beer are we going to be trying now?
For sure we're gonna try a Noszak again, but this time not from a bottle but from a barrel, so it's be fresh one. We're probably gonna check dark Munich lager, which we call...
I'm not a fan of dark beer.
You're not a... No. But, dark Munich lager is very interesting beer because it's not like a dark beer. It's not typical dark beer.
Okay.
It's like it's a lager, just dark. Yeah, so it's interesting beer. And after that we try Mastne, so it's a fierce Polish ale. We are proud of that beer. Is the in one thing is the fierce Polish ale, boiled in Polish brewery in the 21st century, and it's the most historical beer. What was fierce mentioned in 17th century. So it's a beer made with barley malt, wheat malt, and ale yeast. Very interesting beer, and yeah, good one.
The beers are on the way. Dziękuję.
Proszę. To jest lager bezalkoholowy.
So this is no alcoholic for me, unfortunately, because I'm driving.
This is lager. Nie, this is Noszak. This is Mastne.
What is the most known famous Polish beer?
Double IPA.
I wish it would be a Noszak. But it's hard to say, you know, the commercial beers.
The commercial.
I think I don't want to speak their names. Yeah,
Ooh,
but,
wow.
Yeah, but
2,
those
3,
beers, 4, what you was trying on your movie, yeah, they are quite the most popular because they are the cheapest beer. Yeah, that's why they're popular, because they are cheap. So it's not a craft beer.
Super.
Okay, so we've got here.
This one here looks like orange juice.
But it's actually mango.
And this, mango.
Mango, yeah, it's our
mango beer.
Exactly.
And this looks like Coca-Cola.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the dark side of Cieszyn. So this is the dark Munich lager. This is the beer what I told you.
This looks like a bittery beer.
This is a Mastne. So it's like this amber color. We've got, this is the Mastne. This is the historical beer.
And this one, I think I would like this one. The color.
I think that's Noszak.
Okay, Noszak.
Noszak. I'll check.
Wow. You can check by looking.
Yeah, this is Noszak and this is a lager.
So this one is lager.
Yeah.
And this one just looks like apple juice.
Yeah, but the Noszak as well is a lager. So we've got 2 lagers, but we've got lager in 2 ways.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got Noszak and the lager with more hops. But still not a pils.
Do you recommend me to go for like the sweet one first, or any particular order?
I think you should start from the regular beers.
All right,
and then move to the beers what got more taste.
Cool. Let's have a cheers then.
That one and that one.
Okay.
Then this and this.
Super. Let's go.
Yeah.
Na zdrowie.
Na zdrowie.
Right. This will be.
Yeah.
Right. Cheers.
Cheers.
A little bit sweet.
A little bit sweet, yeah, maybe, because you know, different. That's why we've got so many beers to choose.
Yes,
because everyone can find something for him.
And the name of this one is?
It's just lager.
Just lager.
Yeah.
I can tell you what, it really has a different taste when I have it from the tap. Okay.
Okay, so Noszak.
Noszak.
Yeah, the famous one.
The famous one. I was touring the Cisownica village with Noszak.
With Noszak, and the Noszak was the second after the Emperor. So
historical beer,
historical beer, historical person. Yeah, he was traveling all around Europe, actually, like you. So
in
the Middle Ages, he visited even England. So Yeah, he was traveling a lot. And one more interesting thing, for instance, for the British viewers, the wind source got the blood of our Piast Noszak as well in their blood. So,
wow. Na zdrowie.
na zdrowie.
It's a little bit sweeter than the other one,
Exactly,
but
because
it's not bitter. The ones that I tried in the shop, they all bitter. They taste the same.
yeah, I don't know, maybe yes.
My opinion, but these ones, you know, they have like a balance. I can taste they
Yes, exactly.
really like fresh.
That's because the beer getting mature. Yeah, they spend in the basements more than 2 months, so you know the taste is really you can taste everything what
yeah.
the brew maker wants to give you.
Yeah.
That's the difference between craft brewery and this commercial cheap brewery.
I reckon I'll be a little bit tipsy after this. Polish beer has quite a lot of volume as well, I've noticed.
Yes,
Because the drinks that I'm usually having has like 5%. And Polish beers, they go up in percentage
Exactly.
more than 5, right?
yeah, everything depends on extract. You got or plato or BLG. When you're boiling a beer, this is no alcoholic beer, so this is a very low plato. But for instance, in Poland, the most popular is 12. Yeah, that
Yes.
means that 12% of sugar was before the fermentation. And for instance, in Czech Republic, there are popular beers with 10% of extract. Yeah.
Okay.
So depends how much you sugar got on the beginning. That means how much alcohol you can get, because you count on a half minus 1. For instance, when you've got 12% of extract, you've got about 5% of alcohol. Yeah, when you got 10% of extract, you got about 4% of alcohol. When you're talking about the porter, it's 22% of extract, so 22% of sugar before the fermentation, so you get about 10% of alcohol from that.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's how you can count it.
If you want to find out about Cieszyn beer, that's the man there that will tell you all about it.
Exactly.
Right, here we are.
Some things.
Yeah.
So now
Here we go.
masne.
Ooh,
Yeah,
this
it's not gonna be bitter one because
you should really.
it's not bitter one.
It smells really sweet.
Yeah, because it's an ale. It's a
Okay.
fierce Polish ale
Okay.
from 21st century.
I was expecting it to be a lot more sweet and bitter. It's a bit fruity.
Yes, because of yeast. Because when you're using a lager yeast, they don't make any taste or smell to the beer. But when you're boiling an ale, yeast gives you taste and smell
after the taste, yeah.
And this case from a yeast. This actually should be apples.
Apples?
Yeah, I think apples.
Right, on to the next one.
Exactly. So the next one
is the black beer.
yeah, dark side of Cieszyn.
The dark side of Cieszyn.
Exactly.
Here we
and
are.
the style of the beer is dark Munich lager.
Okay, so
German style of beer.
even the fly wants to drink it as well. Right, let's go for it. It's not Coca-Cola.
Definitely not. So you see, it's not typical dark beer.
No, definitely not typical dark beer. Wow, that's really balanced.
Yeah, exactly.
It's balanced, that's all I can say. Wow. That is so balanced, like perfect.
It's one of our. The beer get lots of prizes. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, this one. So it's
I was expecting like,
I will show you the bottle,
Yeah,
maybe, because
wow.
if you enjoy it.
I was expecting this one would be like quite bitter and sweet, but it's not too bitter and it's not too sweet. It's really balanced. This one is quite good, considering I don't like dark beer. Do you know what? I have not got a clue what beer I like here the most. So this is the final beer, and he said it's like a mango flavor. So I'm going to try the mango flavor last.
Yeah, mango flavor. That's not actually a mango flavor.
Okay.
15% of mango fruits are inside the beer. So 50% of the beer are mango fruits. We don't put any aromas. We don't put any taste, only fresh ingredients. So when we put the fruit, when we write down that it's mango, it's actually mango inside.
So natural.
Natural. Everything we use is natural. And this is the bottle of dark side of Cieszyn.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So dark Munich lager. Very good beer.
Right. So the name of this one is called
Mango Sour Ale.
Mango Soul Ale. Wow, it smells fruity. It smells like a fruit juice.
Exactly. So this is a beer for those who don't like a beer, because it tastes like a fruit juice.
It actually does taste like fruit juice. It's a little bit fizzy. For me, it has a little bit of a sour taste, but the fruit doesn't make it taste like too sour. It has like a sweet and a sour taste. Really nice. Sweet and sour. What would you say?
Yeah, this is like a beer what you can eat for a breakfast.
Exactly, yeah. Absolutely.
The good one. So which one now do you want to try in a bigger glass?
Wow.
Noszak
Right.
or just the dark Munich lager, or we can go inside and we can choose from the other
Yeah,
one.
let's do that. Let's go inside and we can choose. Okay.
So this is everything what we got.
Okay.
So what do you want to choose? You are already like, this is the mango sour ale.
Right.
Yeah, we tried that. Noszak, of course.
Okay, I've tried that one.
Masne. And dark side of Cieszyn. And the lager. Yeah, so we've got Keller beer. It's like another German style beer. This one, I like it a lot, but it's more like summer beer.
Okay.
It's iced tea IPA. So it's a typical IPA, but with lemon juice and Earl Grey tea. So very interesting one. And strong, 7.2% of alcohol.
Does it taste like iced tea?
It tastes like, maybe you should try and then you
Yeah,
know.
I'd like. Yeah, something I have not tried. Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be good. But it's like, it's a little bit sour as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so.
So far, this has got to be the best beer tour that I have been on.
Iced tea IPA. Lemon juice and Earl Grey tea. One of my favorites.
Smells really like fruity.
Yeah.
Smells really nice. Right. Loads of foam. Wow.
We'll go down slowly.
Yeah, we'll go slowly. So should I just drink it with the foam? Yeah.
No, we will just wait because
Just
maybe
wait.
I didn't know the proper way.
They was complaining with me.
Yeah.
You didn't tilt the cup.
But you see, there's a difference because in Poland you fill the glass like that, not foam.
To get no foam.
And for instance, in Czech Republic, they make only a foam.
All
and
the
then
foam,
wait,
exactly.
Yeah. So different countries, and actually you just cross the river and different, different kind of of drinking.
I'm used to the foam. Let's go for it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Right, here we go.
And what do you think?
It's not my
It's not your taste, I see.
idea of a beer. Yeah.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
we've
And
got,
people like this one? You like this one,
I
right?
like that one.
Uh-huh.
But for instance, not where I want to have a beer. Yeah, because when I want to just drink a beer, I drink Noszak.
Okay, yes.
But this is something like more.
Have a look. It's
maybe a drink.
really cloudy.
Yeah.
It's
Can you feel the Earl Grey tea?
Really strong, really.
7.2%.
Bitter.
Bitter, yeah,
Yeah,
because
very
this is
bitter.
IPA.
Ah.
This is a IPA, so IPA is a lot of bitter always,
So,
because lots of hops.
I guess I can ask you the difference between beer and lager. Is there a difference?
Lager is a kind of beer. Just a lager is a low fermentation beer.
Okay.
For instance, this is ale. Yeah. I will check it. Yeah, this is ale. So the biggest difference between ale and lager is that they are yeast. In lager you can't taste the yeast when you're drinking a beer. When you're drinking an ale, the yeast are, you can smell, you can taste the yeast inside. So that's the basic difference between lager and ale.
And ale. Okay. Wow. Really interesting information here that I've found out in this place. Smells sweet as well.
You like regular beer?
I don't like this beer, you lot.
We're gonna give you a present as well.
Oh, nice.
Then
Thank
you
you.
can try at home. Dasz mi czwóreczkę? I know already what you like. So
Okay.
I will choose
Awesome.
a beer special for you. So, Noszak, of course.
Oh, yes.
Noszak has to be.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've got other one, lager.
Wow.
Do you know a stout?
Stout, never tried stout
Never
before.
tried
No,
stout. Do you know
never.
the Guinness is a stout?
Yeah, Guinness. Yes,
is a
it's like Dragon Stout.
Yeah.
You heard of Dragon Stout?
No, about that one. But I know the Guinness is a
Yes,
stout.
yes.
Because you exactly because you got our stout is with chili.
Okay.
So very interesting. Autumn beer. You don't like those dark beers, yeah? And you don't like a bitter one?
No bitter, no. Similar to Noszak.
Okay, I
Yeah.
will give it this Mastner, I think, as well. And the last one.
And these are all gifts for
yeah,
me?
This will be gift for you.
It's super.
And the last one. Do you like wheat beer?
Wheat?
Wheat, yeah.
Yes, I do, yeah.
So this is a present for you
Oh,
from the
wow.
brewery.
So much beer. So he's given me a gift, a present from the brewery.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Thank you. I will enjoy it. It won't drop, will it? It won't.
Probably not.
Oh, right, great. I'd have to drink it from the floor if it does.
Okay, I will let you out.
Oh, thank you very much. So I now have my gift. Wow, awesome. Wow, so much beer. And the best thing about this is that I have never tried some of these beers which I have had in the beer degustation. So it's really great for me to come here and have the opportunity to have a tour and find out all the informations and also have a gift. Really great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. So we have a Noszak beer.
I will give you a glass for it as well.
Thank you. And this one. Wow. All of these beers. Super. For the village. They told me stop using your teeth. Right. Is it true when you drink a beer in Poland you get a fine? If you walk on the street with a beer, you get fined?
Yes. Yeah, Poland is a very restricted country.
Poland's strict.
Exactly, and that's why we've got funny situation here, because when you're crossing the bridge on Olza River, we've got very restricted Poland where you can do nothing, and the Czech Republic,
You
which
can.
are very open.
I saw loads of like alcohol shops when you cross the border into Czech Republic. Just alcohol.
Yeah, because
and when you come here, it's like touristic food. And when you cross the border, it's like so many alcoholic shops in Czech Republic.
Yeah, that's because the specification of the region. Because you earn much more, you will earn more money in Czech Republic,
Yes.
so you can spend it in Poland.
Okay.
Yeah? And people not going for shopping to Czech Republic, just for buying alcohol or
Just for alcohol.
alcohol or food, for instance.
Because
yeah?
alcohol in Czech Republic
is a little
is
bit
like,
cheaper.
yeah, and it's the #1 beer consuming country, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Czech
When you're
Republic.
talking about the beer, definitely it's the
Okay.
#1.
So I'm going to try a beer that I've never tried before, and the name of this one is called
It's pszeniczne, but it's Poland.
Pszeniczne.
Yeah, it's a wheat beer, so
Wheat
or
beer.
Weiss beer.
Let's go for it. Nozdrowie. In a Noszak cup.
Exactly. It's a wheat beer, so
It is a wheat beer. I've never tasted nothing like this before. It's quite unusual taste. I wouldn't say that I dislike any of these beers. Apart from the one that I had in there.
one of my favorites.
Yeah. Super. But so far, I like all of the beers here. Great, awesome. What is your favorite beer? The one that I had?
No, my favorite beers are Noszak, Porter. Those two definitely #1.
Okay.
And the rest, I prefer barley malt. So I'm trying to choose a beer where it's only barley malt use. So yeah, this iced tea IPA is very good, but like I said, it's good for summer and not exactly the time when you want to try a beer. Yeah, because the taste is like with this mango sour ale. It's not typical beer. So when you just want to drink something with alcohol, for instance, something freshy, then I drink those beers.
Right. So this is where we are now. I've finished all of my beers.
Empty glasses.
Empty glasses. I'm now leaving with a gift. Thank you for the tour.
You're
It was
welcome.
really great.
You're welcome.
Awesome. My gift here, and it was nice meeting you.
Wojciech.
Wojciech. All right, nice meeting you. Thanks for the gift.
No problem.
And thanks for the tour. I
welcome.
got filled up with loads of information about this brewery, and I was given like a nice degustation of the beers here. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Enjoy the beer and
Awesome.
hopefully see you soon.
All right then, see you soon. Thank you very much.
Bye.
All right, cheers, bye. All right, and that was it from this town here in Cisownica. Got my beer and I had a tour of this place. Found out about local beer. Right, until next time, catch me in the next video.